I bet you have no idea who this is, but they were one of the first openly gay artists of the 20th century. Gluck was the artist who rebelled against the gender conformity, had passionate relationships with women, invented the frame that is used to this day, and stood up for her freedom despite the intolerance of her own family. Born Hannah Gluckstein in London in 1895, she came from a wealthy Jewish family whose fortune was built through the famous J. Lyons catering empire. Comfort and privilege could have guaranteed her an easy life. Instead, Gluck chose independence. She insisted on being called simply Gluck. No miss, no missus, no first name, just Gluck. She dressed in a custom-made suits, cut her hair short, and created a public identity that confused and challenged people decades before discussions about gender became common. Art became a way of building her own life on her own terms. In the 1920s, she moved to Cornwall. She often painted flowers, landscapes, and portraits, but what fascinated her most was light itself. One evening at the party, a friend claimed it was impossible to paint a black face against the black background, and Gluck disagreed. Determined to prove her point, she placed an advertisement seeking for a model and painted a work called Spiritual in 1927. The finished portrait demonstrated exactly what she had argued: light, not color, created form. The painting became one of the most admired technical achievements. She hated ornate Victorian frames and believed galleries displayed paintings wrong, so she designed her own revolutionary frame, a three-tiered structure painted the same color as the wall. The frame blended seamlessly into its surroundings, making the artwork appear almost embedded in architecture itself. She called it Gluck's frame. Today the idea feels modern, but at the time it challenged decades of exhibition traditions. Gluck had a series of intense relationships with women, including society florist Constance Spry and later Nesta Obermer. Love inspired some of her most celebrated paintings. One of the most famous, Medallion YouWe painting, depicts Gluck and Nesta together. The image became one of the earliest and the most iconic visual representations of same-sex love. The relationships ended, friendships fractured, recognition came and disappeared, and her father struggled to accept the person she was becoming. He once told her that if she ever left home dressed in men's clothes, she should never return. When she did exactly that, the distance between them grew. After his death, Gluck learned that although he had left letters for all of his children, there was none for her. By the 1950s, Gluck became consumed by what she called the paint war, a years-long campaign against the poor quality of artist materials. What makes Gluck's story so moving is that she spent her entire life refusing to compromise. She never softened herself to make others comfortable, she never abandoned her artistic standards, and she never surrendered her identity. Today her paintings hang in major collections. Her frame designs continue to influence exhibition practices, not because she predicted the future, but because she spent her life insisting that authenticity mattered more than acceptance. If you love creative genius, scandalous lives, and people who completely ignore the society rules, follow me.